Hello, Gun Nation. Big Johnson coming at you. All right, let's talk about the Core Battle Belt. So I have been dry firing with this. I've probably ran it through about 7 or 8 dry fires in the backyard, inside my office, all that good stuff, putting it on, just dry firing from it, testing it out. Also, I did take an advanced pistol class with it. Texas Gun Experience. I ran my Staccato P Duo in it, and then partly through the class, because I kind of thought it was cheating, I did switch to my P10F and ran it through the rest of the class. So really enjoyed the class, and we're going to go over the belt. So I feel that I've put it through pretty good paces, and of course I have other battle belts and things like that, but I wanted to give my honest opinion on this, let you know some goods, some bads, and all that good stuff. So we're going to go through it. If you have not seen the Core Battle Belt, let me just stick it back together real quick. And here it is. So they did send this to me for testing and evaluation. I've been using Core for probably about 3.5 years now. I wear a Core gun belt every day, and have been for, gosh, probably 3 years, 2 or 3 years, every single day. And I have multiple variances of them. But here's the battle belt. So I did choose to get the Ranger Green. So they did send that out. And I've got mine set up a little differently than some other people, but I'm going to show it to you. First, let's give you an idea of the battle belt. And of course, I recommend following their instructions to the T. When you get it, you can pop open the box, and you can snap a picture or with your little camera thing, and it'll actually pull up a link of videos where you can watch it, and they're very detailed videos. But do not cut the belt until you are perfect that's where you want to cut it. Even if you need to leave it a tad longer, do so. Don't undercut it, because once it's cut, they do not take returns. So please keep that in mind. I've seen some people go, oh my gosh, I cut the wrong spot and blah, blah, blah. So don't do that. Also, if you're interested in any Core products, I'll leave a link and a discount code below. It's BJGG10, and that'll save you 10% off any Core product, whatever you want. You can save some money on it. But up close, here's a section of the Core Battle Belt, just to give you an idea. So, and I did put a little T-handle through there just to show you. But this is the MOLLE. So you've got MOLLE on the top and the bottom. So in order to hang, your mag pouches, whatever you want, dump pouches, they just go straight through here. But a tip is bend it. Bend it this way. That'll open them up and allow you to kind of load those in there a lot easier. Of course, you pull it this way, it's going to make them tighter. So don't do that. Go this way. So pro tip there. Not that I'm a pro, but you know what I mean. Also, this sucker is thick. Do not cut it with like a pair of scissors. I actually use tin snips. I've got straights, right, lefts, tin snips. Went right through it, but this is pretty stout. I think they say it has like a steel core through it. Also, when you trim it, I just took a lighter, kind of lit it and kind of molded the fray down and, melted it together. I did that on both the inner belt and the outer belt. This one does come with the inner and the outer belt, and we'll kind of go over some things to show you there. So there's your outer belt. Here's a piece of your inner belt, and you can see that it does have the, the little soft part here. I guess that's the hook, or no, I'm sorry, the loop. This is the loop. Here's the hook. So of course you put it on there, do that, you're good to go. On your inner belt, they recommend doing it 1 inch under your outer belt. So whatever your outer belt measures out at, cut your inner belt 1 inch, and please follow the instructions. I don't want to tell you how to do it, so follow it to where you don't mess it up. But here's your inner belt. So it's kind of thick, same thing, it's thick to cut. So I would still use the tin snips on this also. Heat it, do that. This is just the extra, that's the end, so I didn't fray that or melt that, but I did on the actual belt. So let's get to it. Here is your inner belt. I want to kind of go over something with you. This is your inner belt, so you put this on, you pull this, run that through, and then you're going to put this little metal buckle on here. I did heat this so it wouldn't fray, and then you snap this over and bend it. And then, I'm just going to put this on like this to show you. Okay, this right here goes where your front buckle would go. Sorry, I don't have this perfectly lined up. Let me get that a little better. Okay, this goes like at your 12 o'clock position. So as you tighten the belt with the Core Battle Belt, it actually pulls this in like this, and this allows, it's kind of like the magic spot, so to say. This allows for you to tighten the battle belt, and you don't have to tighten this, so to say. You put this on as tight as you can, and then this gives you your movement. Now, there's one con I will say about this. Okay, as I go to the range, I usually wear my gun belt, or I put it this way, I'll usually wear my inner other belts for my battle belts. I'll wear this as a gun belt. However, with this and this mesh, I can get it tight, but I kind of don't trust it as a battle belt on its own, because this is super thick, as you'll see, but this isn't. So, and of course, with these, just like I do my Core belt with the buckle on it, I turn it this way, and then I would put my gun here. But this, you can see how it has, it allows it to drop like that. Now, it doesn't when you're wearing it on your battle belt, but this is a gun belt on its own. So I wore my Core my Core gun belt, which here is just a sample of it. So I wore this to the range, had all these items with me, and then took this off and my carry gun off in order to put these items on. So I had to take this off, then weave this one through, and then put the battle belt on. So I kind of wish the inner belt, and I don't know how they would do it to keep this magic strip there, but I kind of wish this was like more, stout, kind of like a regular gun belt, and wouldn't do this. So I don't trust this as a daily carry gun belt, so to say. That's one thing, but this does work for the battle belt, 1000%, just not as a daily carry belt. That's my opinion there. So there's that. So you'll put that on, and then you put this bad boy on. Now, I do want to share something with you. You'll notice right here is my release at the top. I've set this up for left-handed. I am not left-handed, I'm right-handed. I tried it the other way first, and your relief buckle would be down here. So if you're gonna wear it the correct way, so to say, if you're right-handed, this would be the way. So your buckle or your release would be right down here. And then you'll see you can have mag pouches. If you wear it the correct way, you can have mag pouches all the way around to the front, almost to the 12 o'clock position, like at your 11 o'clock. So that's really, really nice. Most battle belts do not do that. And I might switch it back, but I tried it like that first, and I was kind of like, because I kind of like the button on the top. It's just a personal thing, but I can just take my left hand, I can just push this in, pull this out, and there you go. So you do have a keeper on here. You can see that. Even when you open it, it keeps it because it just Velcros to the back of this, like that. And then here's how much adjustment you have on your battle belt. So most battle belts do not have an adjustment other than taking it off, moving your Cobra buckle, and then restrapping it all back together, which is kind of a pain in the ass if you've ever done it. This, you don't have to do that. That's what's pretty amazing about this. So if you're just at a range, a stagnant range where you're standing still, or outdoors just standing still, you could keep it looser and go ahead and shoot. But if you needed to run around and do different targets or whatever, basically, let me just give you an example. You could be at the range doing some stagnant, range shooting with your keeper on, okay? And you're bang, 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 bang. Then all of a sudden you go, whoop, I've got to run, okay? You just do that, sucker's tight, and you're running doing what you need to do. So this damn thing's pretty awesome. I'm actually really, really impressed with it. Not because I got it for free, none of that. I give honest opinions. If you've watched my videos, I don't bullshit anybody. I tell people how it is. This is probably becoming my favorite range belt. It's so easy to put on. It's easy to, adjust. Like, say you went to the range and you're shooting or whatever, and you pop it off, you go eat a burger or whatever, or you eat a big ol' ass lunch, and then you go back out to the range. You can let it out. Or if you're starving to death and it loosens up on you or sweating like a pig, you just cinch it down, you're good to go. So you can actually push this button. I'm just trying to show you. You can let it out a little bit, or you can push it in a little bit on its own. So you just push this button on the top and pull it out. So and your little teeth just grab in there. Also, when you're putting this on, don't over tighten these two screws right here to put that on. So, and it'll say it in the instructions, don't over crank those things down in case you have to adjust it later. The neat thing also, you lose weight, whatever, you take these two screws off, take the buckle off, you trim it, put the two screws back on, lock it, snap it down. There you go. You're all back in business. But I mean, I think this thing is really pretty damn ingenious. I looked over it really, really well to see if any stitching or anything was weird or some of the stitching was fraying. I mean, I went around this whole thing and I can't find a damn thing wrong with it. So I was actually purposely trying to find something wrong with it and I can't. So I've got the Wilder Tactical, I believe, little mag pouches on here. They will hold 2011. I've got the Harry's holster mag pouch on. You can adjust this left, right, whichever way. It has multiple adjustments on the back. I'll even leave a Harry's holsters link if you want this one. I've got a 20 rounder in here. It is empty. You know, you can put 30 rounders, whatever you want in there. I've got a dump pouch on here. I've got a full, you know, med kit with scissors, tourniquet, the whole works, and it's sanitized. It's brand new. And then on the holster, I've got the QVO Tactical wrapped holster on here. This will fit my Staccato P with the Threat Cadre Comp. So it'll all enclose it with the X300. This holster is doing really, really well. And I do use the QLS system. If you're familiar with these, I've got multiple QLS holsters. So I can just snap it off, snap a new one on there. That's the great thing about this. I'm trying to do this upside down. So you can actually pull this apart. And that's kind of why I ran it this way. If I want to completely change holsters out, I can slide it straight off, put a new one on it. Most of mine are the QLS that I use for battle belt, so that's not really an issue. But I did try it the correct way first, and then I chose to flip it over. So whatever you decide to do. I might eventually go back if I want to start running mags in the front. I've kind of got a tactical muffin top, so you know, these kind of get in the way a little bit if you have your mags there. However, I haven't had any problems with it. And I do run these mag pouches a little more. I guess, you know, here's your 12 o'clock. So these are like, I don't know, 10:30, you know, whatever, however you want to do this. But the neat thing is you can move these all around and set it up the way you want to set it up. But so far, I'm super, super impressed with it. Really like it. I don't know if they're going to come out with a Gen 2 on this. That's the only recommendation. I haven't even spoken with them, but this is the only recommendation I could think about. If there's another way to make this belt so it will still crunch up, because you've got this at the 12 o'clock where that ratchet system is. So as you click it, it actually allows this to compress to make your inner belt tighter, so you don't have to take your belt off and tighten this up and then put your belt back on and all that. It just allows you to adjust on the fly. I mean, this is like magic. I don't know how the hell they came up with this, but it's magic. But for a straight gun belt by itself, this is, you know, it's just not enough girth, so to say. Also, you know, this one is very, like, I know it kind of, you know, I'm a big guy, so it kind of has a little bit of sag to it when I just hold it up, but on my body, there is no movement, there's no sag, there's no nothing. And it does not let loose from this. You know, of course, you're holding it with your belt loops, but I kind of can't say enough good things about it. I will leave a link below. Also with the discount code, if you choose to use it, it can help you out. It doesn't really help me out, but that's not a problem. I just enjoy the core products and the gun belts. This is their, I'll just go over this real quick, their regular gun belts. This is their newer one. It is like kind of like the tan multicam. They've actually thickened their regular tactical gun belts. They were a tad thinner, but they've actually thickened them up a little bit. So these are even more rigid for your gun belts. But I think I have 5 gun belts, core gun belts. I've got the multicam, the OG multicam, this one. I've got the FDE, the black, and I might have another one. Maybe I have 4, I can't remember, I'm sorry. But highly recommend these gun belts. I love them, wear them every day. And I will give you a pro tip also. On your gun belt, your daily gun belt, leave it a little bit longer. And then if you have to use the restroom, like I've said before, you can actually pull it out, but not take it apart. Just pull it out so you have relief. Slide your gun over to the right side, and you can do your number 1 business without holding your gun or flipping your belt open. And if you got to do a number 2 business, you can loosen it kind of like a hula hoop. Let it slide down your body. It'll still hold your gun, and you don't have to lay your gun on the floor or put it behind the toilet and potentially leave it behind. You can actually keep your gun still physically on the belt, and then when you get up, you just slide your whole thing up and ratchet it, and you're good to go. So I kind of call it the hula hoop method. Might be my term, but this thing's like a big hula hoop. So anyway, this is kind of my longer time review. I got it. I didn't do a review immediately because I wanted to test it, give you my honest opinions, and take that class with it. And I really enjoy it. So I highly, highly recommend it. I'm still going to be testing it. If anything pops up later on down the road, I will let y'all know about it. But so far, definitely a believer in the Kore micro adjusting battle belt. Big, big fan. So thank y'all so much for watching. You have any questions or comments, please leave them below. The link and the discount code will also be below in the comment section. Thank y'all so much. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on.